Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host. It is Friday, the 7th of November. It's a cloudy Friday out there, but it is Friday, finally. Before we jump into the news or anything else, I do want to make a clarification real quick. So during yesterday's show, a viewer's question came in regarding former Governor Phil Bryant, Tate Reeves, and Brett Favre. We want to clarify that no criminal investigation into any of these three related to welfare misspending allegations has been publicly announced, and we do apologize for any confusion that may have been caused. So it is a very cloudy day out there today. It's still a little humid, a little muggy. We are expecting some rain over the weekend. But before we jump into all of the news and everything that's going on, let's take a look outside right now over downtown Jackson. Let me get this pulled up for you guys. See, clouds, lots of clouds. It looks like it's a little bit of blue off in the distance, but I don't think we're really going to see that much today, especially with the rain chances that we do have coming in. So in just a little bit, we're going to take a more in-depth look at the forecast. Well, let me take that back. In just a little bit, I'm going to take a brief look at your forecast. And then at 2:30 today, our First Alert Weather team is going to be in here, and they're going to give you a full look at the forecast to let you know exactly the timing of the rain that we're expecting and all of that good stuff. So if you're watching on our website, WLBT.com, or on our news app, we do certainly appreciate you being here. And if you're tuning in on any of our social streams, there we go, we'll get the word out in a second, but whether that be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, sometimes we even stream on our TikTok page, we appreciate you. And let me know where you are, where you're watching from. Do appreciate that. I'd like to know where you guys are watching from, so let me know. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news now. Of course, the news everywhere yesterday was the indictment of Hinds County DA Jody Owens, the mayor of Jackson, Shockway Antar Lumumba, and Aaron Banks. Of course, we know that there were two other people that were involved in this. Angelique Lee, she was the first one who really kind of broke this when she resigned from city council, and then she went to the federal courthouse, made a plea deal. We assume, what is a plea deal? We have not gotten any verification on that yet. But so she went into the courthouse, and then we have Marve Smith, who was the second person to come out as involved in this. And then, of course, yesterday we had the other three that came out. So the mayor and Jody Owens are saying they are not guilty of bribery or the federal charges for bribery that are against them. So let's get this pulled up for you guys here. Here we go. So the mayor, Hinds County DA, and City Councilman Aaron Banks that have now all pleaded not guilty. So Owens is facing 8 total federal charges, which could get him up to 90 years. Mayor Lumumba is facing 5 federal charges, which could get him up to 75 years. And Councilman Banks is facing 2 charges, which could get him up to 15 years. So what we do know is that Angelique Lee, she is looking at possibly getting 5 years. That is still on the table. And I say that's still on the table because we don't know if a deal or what type of deal, if one, was made. So we have Marve Smith that is looking at 5 years. Angelique Lee that could also be looking at 5 years. Of course, we're still waiting to find out all of the details on that. We may not find out for a while, but we will let you know when we do. So the federal indictment does paint the DA, Jody Owens, as the ringleader in this. And they say that Owens was approached by FBI developers last year. The government alleges that Owens helped facilitate bribes to former city councilwoman Angelique Lee, Councilman Banks, and Mayor Lumumba. The indictment includes pictures that show Owens giving a check to the mayor. And I have those pictures here. Let me go to that for you so you can Oh, I'm moving something in the wrong way. All right, here we go. Here are some of the pictures that you can see here on your screen. So this is when the mayor, Mayor Lumumba and Jody Owens there on the couch. And this is when the mayor is contacting a city employee to have them change the date on a RFQ, a deadline, or a request for proposals, basically, for the deadline for the alleged not program, but the development. That's the word I'm looking for, development that they were looking to bring in. So that picture, then we have this one. This is when the mayor is accepting five $10,000 checks, and the total of 50,000 that are campaign contributions is how they were listed. And this is Jody Owens taking money out of a bag that was brought by the FBI informants who were posing as developers. Allegedly, that is $50,000 in cash that he is taking out of that bag. So we have now, we heard from the mayor and the DA yesterday, and we're going to play for you now what they told us after their arraignment in federal court. And here we go.
This indictment is a horrible example of a flawed FBI investigation, and certainly the indictment was an assassination attempt on my character. I'd like to go through each and every page of the indictment with you today, but my lawyer's advice, I can't do that right now.
As I indicated in this courtroom today, I am not guilty, and so I will not proceed as a guilty man. I will continue to handle the business of the city of Jackson, while my attorneys continue to handle the business of these court proceedings.
Councilman Banks, do you have comments? Questions from reporters after the arraignment. He did not answer any questions. And we heard here from Owens and from Lumumba saying they're going to continue business as usual because they both are saying that they're not guilty. Let me know in the comments here, what do you think? Do you think that DA Jody Owens and Mayor Lumumba, if they should step down, regardless of whether or not they feel they are not guilty or guilty? Is this causing, or could this cause, too much of a distraction from what needs to happen in Hinds County or in the city of Jackson to get a proper job done? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Should they stay? Go ahead and fight it out and stay in the office that they are in, or should they maybe resign from those positions so that someone else can focus on running the city and they can focus on these trials? Let me know what you think. Now we have a look at the timeline for this scandal. We're going to show it to you here. So if we look, May 22nd, FBI agents raided Jody Owens, a Hinds County DA, has downtown cigar company, and agents go to Jackson City Hall to speak with the mayor. Then August 14th, Councilwoman Angelique Lee resigns. She pleads guilty to conspiracy to commit bribery in exchange for a vote. And then on October 17th, Hinds County businessman Sharik Marve Smith pleads guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to commit bribery after initially pleading not guilty in connection with the wide-reaching scandal. So yeah, you heard that right. Initially, he said not guilty, and then he changed his plea to guilty with them. So we heard from Councilman Kenneth Stokes yesterday as well. He held a press conference and he addressed the charges last night in front of residents at a town hall that was initially supposed to be just for parking meters. So his hope is that the city leaders can think about their families before moving forward. I want to say too, that's something else that I have thought about is the children of these involved. I feel horrible for the children, for the family of everyone that is involved in this and having to go through this public experience. And especially with the kids not having a choice in the matter, really, that breaks my heart for them. But Councilman Stokes encouraged the members to take a plea deal to receive less time, even though Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba, District Attorney Jody Owens, and the Councilman Aaron Banks still maintain their innocence. They all pleaded not guilty yesterday. So Stokes described the indictments as hurtful and a problem, not just for those being charged, but for the entire city. And Councilman Stokes also believes that this adds to the lack of trust in the city's leadership and sends a message to those in these roles.
When you drinking dirty water, you can't get your streets paid, you already lost trust. What we try to do is build trust. And what these indictments would do is send a message that, do not say you're running for office to help people and you're trying to help yourself. You're going to help people, help people.
So Stokes Town Hall did end abruptly when residents started to defend the mayor, which led to arguments from some people in that church. Stokes does not plan to comment any further on the bribery case. Rather, he hopes the city council can keep Jackson moving forward with the issues that are at hand. So I am looking here at the comments and let's see, for some reason, I'm not having names pop up. It just says Facebook user, and I'm not sure if it must be a glitch with our system. This person here says that they need to resign. Another person says that it's not a good look. And let's see, this person, pressure needs to be put on the mayor to step down. And here is another one, pressure needs to be put on the mayor to step down, but we know that's not going to happen. Because Tate Reeves should have been made to step down. Well, we're not discussing that today. We're discussing these indictments that came down on yesterday. So thanks for letting me know what you think. Continue to put that in the comments. I do appreciate it. We also have some reactions that came in from Jackson's legislative delegation. They have long said that city does not get a fair shake at the Capitol when it comes to distributing resources. We asked what impact they believe that these indictments will have on the relationship between the city and state. Both Republicans and Democrats both say that they don't expect this to block any money or resources from flowing into the city, which is a great thing. Let's hear from them.
We're going to forget about the noise and all of the accusations of not trusting city leadership and things of that nature. We're going to continue to do what we do, represent the city of Jackson, Hinds County, that we do in a great way to make sure that we represent the city and represent the city well.
Obviously, the charges are very serious. It is early in the process, and because it is an ongoing criminal matter, I don't believe I should make any other comments.
So we did reach out to other state leaders, but all either declined to comment or did not respond to our request. And then we also heard from many of you here in the city regarding this. And the indictments have a lot of people questioning other controversial contracts and deals that the city has made in the past.
It's a sad day in Jackson right now. And everybody innocent until proven guilty, no matter what the situation is. But these allegations are true. All the other contracts and everything else should be investigated too, because you had a lot of beef with the city council, ever since the mayor been in office and all the council members, all the confusion and everything.
To be honest with you, I don't think that he's need to be indicted for that. Allegedly, been indicted for bribery. But because he's been doing a good job as mayor here in the city of Jackson, and I'm gonna stand behind him 100%.
So others have told us that they believe that all three men should step down from their positions. Even some of you have said this in the comments today during the live stream. But they said that you said that they should step down from their positions, and now that they have officially been indicted. We're going to obviously continue to follow this. And if you tune into our newscast tonight, we have some more updates and follow-ups on the situation, on the scandal, things that have happened, and we'll bring those to you tonight during our newscast. So make sure you are tuned in to that. We're going to continue following it. Before we go any further, though, to get to some more news that has happened here in Jackson and the surrounding areas, let's hear from our sponsor, Jackson Water.
Hey Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/Water Academy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
Again, we want to thank Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus. They allow us to not only bring you the digital news desk every weekday at 1, but also help us to be able to create new content for you guys to bring it to you at different times, which that is something that we are working on. Let's take a look at the forecast, look at our current temperatures right now, give you a quick look at the forecast. So we're in the mid 70s here in our area, 80 in Natchez, 83 over in Vicksburg. But if we look at our current radar, we know that it's cloudy out there. We saw that earlier when we looked outside over Jackson, but doesn't look to be any rain in our area currently. The next 12 hours is looking rain chances going on up. We do have a good chance of rain tomorrow, but we're looking at 30% overnight with a dip down into the mid 70s temperature wise. And then our next 7 days, look, rain here this weekend. It's a good weekend to sit inside and decorate for Christmas if you haven't already. I have, so I'll just enjoy my twinkly lights in my living room. But we do have some nice temperatures heading our way. And next week, and if you look at next Thursday, look at that high, a high of 69 next Thursday. I am already excited about that. But we do have some great temperatures coming up. And again, at 2:30 today, our First Alert weather team is going to be in here with you, and they're going to give you an in-depth look at your forecast. Let's look at some other news that happened in Jackson yesterday. There was other things happening in Jackson outside of the indictments that came down yesterday. As a matter of fact, we were there at the federal courthouse when Marshawn Chrysler arrived yesterday. The federal bribery trial of the former interim Hinds County Sheriff Marshawn Chrysler is resumed this morning in downtown Jackson at the federal courthouse. So he is accused of taking bribes in exchange for personal favors during his time in office and of knowingly selling ammunition to a convicted felon. He did plead not guilty last year. Prosecutors are connecting him to a bribery scandal with convicted felon at Tonari Moore, and they do plan to call Moore to testify. Chrysler himself is expected to take the stand at some point as well. The trial, like I said, does resumed this morning, and 3 on Your Side is there following it. We'll be able to bring you some updates on it later today. Police are investigating a deadly shooting that happened yesterday in Northwest Jackson. So JPD says it happened around 2:40 yesterday morning on Fontaine Avenue. Officers say 21-year-old Aquarius Lewis was shot multiple times, and he did sadly die at the scene. There's no information currently on who shot him or why. But if you do have any information, if you live in that area, if you have security cameras, if you have a Ring doorbell camera, if you heard something, if you saw something, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers so that we can find who did this and we can bring them to justice. Again, that happened on Fontaine Avenue yesterday afternoon around 2:40, and sadly, individual 21-year-old Aquarius Lewis lost his life. He was shot multiple times. Then in Clinton, there is a investigating going for a shooting that happened over there. It happened yesterday close to the Shell station that is on Northside Drive. So we're told the victim was taken to the hospital with injuries that are described as non-life-threatening injuries. No information has been released at this time of a possible suspect or motive, but we will update you when we get those updates into us. And there is a man who is now behind bars in Byram. after police say that he led them on a chase in a stolen vehicle. So here we go. It started on I-55 in Byram yesterday evening and ended on Robinson Road in Jackson. So that's where police say the driver, 28-year-old David Hart, he jumped out of a stolen Hyundai Elantra and ran. He was soon captured on Prentice Street. Police say that he was wanted in Hinds County for a probation violation and for burglary. Also in Pearl yesterday, a man was arrested for reckless driving. So police say that the car he was driving hit a utility pole on Silas Brown Street in Jackson and knocked the utility pole down. Police say 29-year-old Ramondo Sanders sped past an officer who then turned around to pull him over. By the time he did catch up with Sanders, the wreck had already happened. Several Flowood police units were immediately on the scene in Jackson after the crash, taking Sanders into custody. And some information coming out of Holly Springs regarding Mississippi Public Service Commission. They are launching an investigation into the Holly Springs Utility District. Here we go. So it comes after years of complaints from customers. Commission says that the city did recently deny them access to facilities and personnel, which led to the commission filing a complaint alleging that the utility is not delivering adequate electrical service. Accusations against Holly Springs Utility District include a lack of utility management and system maintenance, among other issues. The city of Holly Springs will appear before the commission January 7th here in Jackson. And Entergy Mississippi broke ground on a new power plant near Greenville yesterday. It's going to be
Wow, that's some talent,
That
don't
was loud. I wasn't expecting that. It's going to be called the Delta Blues Advanced Power Station. Entergy says it will be capable of powering 385,000 homes across the utility's 45 county service area. That's an awesome thing. A lot of homes there. Natural gas will be its primary resource, and this rendering here that you see on your screen is showing what it will look like. The plant's expected to create more than 300 construction jobs in the next several years, along with additional tax revenue for Washington County. And 21 full-time employees are going to operate the plant when it goes into effect in 2028, or goes online. Not goes into effect, but when it goes online in 2028. Now, some exciting news. Let's end the day with some great news, and that comes out of or comes from the Germantown High School marching band. They're celebrating a big accomplishment. They won the 7A state championship. So wasn't expecting that sound either. The Maverick Band celebrated with a concert last night on the GHS football field in Gluckstadt. The band also got first place in color guard, general effect, music performance, and visual performance. It won third place in percussion, and the students competed against 14 other bands across the state at the state championship last weekend that happened in Northwest Rankin.
Anytime you do something like this that depends on being outside, you're sort of at the mercy of the elements. And so we had a lot of rain, we had a lot of stuff we had to work through, and the kids just had a great attitude the entire year. And it was really, really nice to see it pay off for them, because sometimes it doesn't.
So there are currently 166 students in the Germantown Band, which has also won other state, regional, and national awards. I don't know if you've ever watched, I'm sure actually you have watched a marching band, whether it be, in a parade or in a halftime show or whatnot. But it's hard work. I couldn't do it. Sometimes I have a hard time chewing bubblegum and walking at the same time. I am not the most graceful person in the world. And when I think of having to not only walk in time, but carry and play an instrument, it's not happening. So, but my hat goes off to them 100%, because I definitely could not do it. So congratulations to the Germantown High School marching band on their wins, as well as their color guard. Color guard is hard too. It's very hard. My daughter, I thought about trying out for color guard at one time, and she decided, nope, that's not for me, because it's a very difficult thing to do. So congratulations to all of them. Well, guys, it is going to be the end of WLBT Plus now. I will be back Monday at 1 o'clock. I hope you join me then. Make sure you're here at 2:30 today for our First Alert Weather Team. And, of course, download the WLBT News app so that you can get those breaking news notifications whenever we get that news into us. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay dry, stay safe, and I will see you Monday.